Sense Power. So we're here with Gert today. He's our head of marketing at Virtual Sense Power. So Gert, we've got a system here, and as far as I know, you sold a 50 kilowatt lithium high power solar system to your client?
Correct.
Can you tell us a bit about the system?
The system consists of a 50 kilowatt three-phase inverter, as well as a 61 kilowatt hour lithium battery bank. This system is connected to about 48 panels of 550 watt each to the inverter, generating around about 24 kilowatts of power.
What is the actual consumption of the client's load?
The load at this stage stands at around about 10 kilowatts.
10 kilowatts.
So all of their PCs and all of the stuff that they're running from it is about 10 kilowatts. And then we've got about 10 kilowatts charging into the battery. So in other words, that 20 kilowatt that's generated is basically distributed between charging the battery and running the load of the client.
If there's load shedding level 6, how long can a client expect to run on these lithium batteries when there's a load shedding of say 4 hours?
At the current load of 10 kilowatts, got a 60 kilowatt hour battery. That means roughly, if we're going to run the battery down to 90% depth of discharge, we're looking at around about 5 to 5.5 hours of backup time that they have on the full load that they are now. So in other words, they can keep on working the capacity that they're working now for the next 5 to 5.5 hours.
If solar is available and there's load shedding, will they be using these batteries?
Not at all. During a normal day, at the load that they're running now, during the day, the load will completely be powered by the solar panels, by the solar component. And they will not be using the battery or Eskom power for that matter at any stage. All right. And even during the day, when there's a load shedding of 2 or 4 hours, doesn't matter, the generator is not going to start up because there's sufficient solar to carry the load. So at this stage, we're drawing about 10 kilowatts of power, which means that the solar panels is supplying enough power to substitute the complete 10 kilowatts. So we're running the load from the panels only at this stage, without using Eskom or the battery at this stage. Should we have load shedding now, in the time that there's enough power coming from the panels, we're not even going to use the battery. The solar component will be enough to draw the load because it is on the essential load.
Okay.
When the essential load stays on during load shedding, but the non-essential output is switched off because of the sun's regulations and to make the system safe.
And tell me quickly, Gert, how many cycles can this system do, this lithium battery, high voltage battery, versus say a AGM or gel type system?
The normal lead acid batteries can do roughly 250 to 300 cycles, in some cases 400 on your gels. On the other hand, our lithium system can do up to 6,000 cycles. It lasts infinitely longer than your lead acid batteries. Most of these batteries has got a 10-year warranty. So in other words, you'll be set with that battery for at least the next 10 years. Okay. Instead of having to replace it sometimes every year, as we see with clients now with lead acid batteries, because of the much load shedding, and the battery is not getting charged to recharge fully before they use it.
Can you say that this battery, these lithium batteries, they do not suffer from any damage when there's a partial charge? Like you said, the AGM batteries, when you partially charge them and you don't fully charge them, I think they take about 8 hours to 12 hours to charge.
Correct.
If you discharge them before that time, you start damaging the battery and you start building up a memory, which means the battery cannot fully recharge and your actual backup time depletes every time.
Correct.
So these batteries, tell me about them, should you have a partial charge. Also the amount of time this takes to charge versus the gel battery.
Gel batteries or lead acid batteries, they need to charge between 6 and 10 hours depending on the level of depletion. before you can actually use them again. They have to be full for you to be able to use them and not damage the cells. Right. So with level 6 and level 7 load shedding, that just becomes impossible because you've got 3 to 4 hours between load sheddings. You can recharge these batteries within 2.5 to 3 hours, and then you're ready for the next load shedding. From a cost point of view, much more sensible to go with the lithium batteries, even though their pricing initially is much higher than the lead acid at the end of the day.
Okay.
There's no memory effect. You can partially charge the battery. So if there's only enough time to charge the battery for an hour, and you can put, let's say, 60% in the battery, you can use that 60% again without a memory buildup or anything like that, and successfully use it without damaging the batteries. Where in the lead acid's case, if you partially charge and you use it again, you actually damage the battery, and sometimes the plates even bend inside the battery.
We have a client that we're using this a similar system, but we've got 250 kilowatts in parallel, and he's generating 90 kilowatts of solar power.
Correct.
But he's only using, I think, about 40 kilowatts of power on his load. So that basically is equivalent to a saving of 50,000 Rand diesel every month.
Just on the diesel, That's
Just
not
on the
his
diesel.
That's not his electricity bill or anything like that. It's just on the diesel that he's not burning.
Okay, so, and he's running all his ovens from the sun, all his electricity, so he's getting that saving plus the additional diesel saving every month.
Correct. Yes.
So, and he's covered for 4-hour load sheddings during night.
Easily,
Because I think at peak consumption they're drawing about 50 kilowatts.
Yes.
And he's got a 200 kilowatt hour battery. So he's covered for 4 hours as well.
4 hours is that.
Even using the ovens.
Correct.
So that's brilliant.
Quite
Okay, so tell me quickly, what voltage are you running here on this battery?
The battery is a high voltage battery, so we're not on the 48 volt that usually goes with the inverters. We are running about 600 odd volts on this battery, which means that obviously our amperages are much lower. You can see the cables are much thinner than you would have expected a battery of this size to have. And that means that this battery can actually charge at much lower amperages to generate enough capacity to fill the battery within 2 to 3 hours. So in other words, it doesn't take days for the battery to fill. It's literally between 2 and 3 hours that the battery takes to refill completely because of the low amperages and the high voltages that it's running.
That's excellent. So thank you, Gert, for sharing the information with us. If you have any other queries, please phone Gert. We'll put the number below. Thank you.